in. Welcome in. How is everybody doing tonight? Another Saturday night stream. Super happy to be here. It's a beautiful Saturday night, and it is a beautiful night for a Dynasty startup mock draft. Let me know who I'm hanging out with. Rick is already here. Spidas, as always, is in the building. So happy to be here tonight. Yeah, we're going to do a Dynasty startup mock. If anybody has any questions, Dynasty related, but you know what? Anything. I'm open. So we'll get it going here in a minute. First thing I'm going to do, just like I did last week, I'm going to throw the link to the mock draft in the chat right away. Join up. Nick, what is going on? Jesse, how's it going? I'm pumped up to be here. This is going to be a fun one. Like the stream, hit a like on the stream, get it pushed out in the however the YouTube algorithm works. Make sure everybody has an opportunity to have as much fun as we are going to have tonight. By the way, right on time. Who's impressed? Zachary Savage could never. That's all I'm going to say. And I'd say it to his face, too. He would never. Nick got an interesting offer. Nick, I got good news for you, buddy. You're in the right place. What is it? Lay it out for us. Let's talk about it. My two favorites, Rick and the Chaz. The Chaz is Spidas, right? I'm not misremembering that. I'm pretty sure the Chad is Spid. The Chaz is Spidas. You know what? You know what I didn't prepare? Let's see if there's any news. Anything happen? Anything happened recently? Anything happened since last week? Let's look. Here we are. JSN, Devon Witherspoon, 5th-year options exercise. Wow, the Seahawks picking up JSN's 5th-year option. Shocker. DJ Chark retires. He had a little run, didn't he? He had a decent little run. Don't care. Sidney Brown traded. Don't really care. Damian Pierce signs with the Eagles. That's interesting. Not. Carson Wentz back to the Vikings. This is actually kind of interesting. Does anybody think that this means that JJ McCarthy's getting traded? Or are they really going to run? Like, why wouldn't Wentz go somewhere where he has a better chance to actually play if the starter gets hurt? Right? Because if he goes to, like, I don't know, where insert, team that doesn't have a steady backup, he has a chance to play if they get hurt. He's not. They're not going to... Are they going to throw Wentz in over JJ? That'd be funny. But does JJ get traded now? I don't know. NWI, Titans legend, signs with the Colts. Andy Dalton to the Eagles as a backup. See, like Carson Wentz could have done that. Back to Philly. That would have been funny. Okay. 50-50 that it has any meaning. I'm praying that... Dude. I mean, as the Matt Stafford succession plan, that could make a lot of sense. Okay, let's go back to this. Let's go back to the draft. Let's see. We still got to fill this thing up, guys. So make a free if you're in the stream and you don't have an account on flockfantasy.com, the link is in the chat. Make a free account. Join the mock. Okay. So let's help Nick out. Unfortunately, the whole message can't fit, but that's fine. So my wide receivers are Jamar Amon-Ra, London, Olave, DJ Moore. Running backs are Bijan, Brees, Javonte, and he's gonna have Jeremiah Love. So Brees, Javonte, Jeremiah Love, Olave, and Brees for Achane. You know what? I'm not with. I don't know how big the your lineup is. Okay, start 8 league 12 team. Whew, okay. Start 8. Start 8. So you're starting... Are you starting 2 wide receivers and 1 flex? Is it a super flex? Because obviously studs are big here, right? And you're starting Jamar, Amon-Ra, London, Bijan. Like, you're running it. This is the type of move you want to make. It's just such a bad time to buy Achane. People are so down on... Like, I wouldn't do this. This is too much, I think. But if maybe in this type of league, this is what you have to pay to consolidate. Right now, I'm flexing London and Olave. 2 flex, no super flex. Okay. Yeah. So you have your Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra. Let's say Bijan Love. And then you need 2 more. It's like London and Olave. So it'd be London and Achane. So you're upgrading that flex. I get it. I think it makes sense. But I don't know if Achane's the move I want to make. Like, can you do that deal for Hampton? Can you do that deal for Genty? Can I do that instead? Because I'd much rather... I just don't know if this is the time to buy Achane. Just it looks like he's not going to get traded. Like, I don't know how much you read into this kind of stuff, but like I saw a post, the Dolphins are just released their like season ticket. They sent out their emails and they put posters up and stuff like that, and Achane's on the thing. Do you put Achane on the season ticket thing if there's any chance that you trade him within the next month? They say that they want to build around him long term. Maybe he's a deadline move. Like, I could see that, but I don't think he gets traded this offseason. They would have 0 good players. Like, 0. And that's just going to be, like, if that's a bottom 5 offense, which it projects to be, like, there's really isn't much argument right now for it to not be bottom 5. It's so bad. Okay. Hampton owner is unwilling to trade him away at all. Genty, I might be able to. Here's what I would do. I mean, moving Breece up to him is fine, but like Breece to Achane, I don't think you should have to pay Olave. You know? Like, I'd rather pay DJ Moore if he would do that. I don't know if he would do that, obviously. That's a big discrepancy between DJ Moore and Olave. I could try JT. You probably don't need to pay as much for JT as you would for Achane, but maybe he's falling into that range. I wouldn't pay that price for JT because I prefer Olave to Jonathan Taylor straight up. Unless it's like a non-PPR. At the end of the day, if you can't get anything better done, Nick, I think it's fine. Because you're in a situation where you have so much depth. You have an insane amount of depth, right? And you just need to consolidate. You need to improve your starting lineup. And this does do that. What else is going on? Jesse is sending Chase. I gotta figure out this this chat thing because this should be smaller and I should be able to fit more of it. Is sending Chase for St. Brown plus Lad fair? Or would I need to add something to Chase? Jamar Chase for St. Brown and Lad. I think it's fine. You know what? This is a good test. Let's test the flogfantasy.com trade calculator. All right. Because we have tried to build something here, which I'm gonna guess that this is a standard league. Sir, Mr. Jesse, let's look at this. So I just threw in like this is actually the follower league I'm in with Zach. So this is, you're getting Amon-Ra and you're getting Lad. Okay, and you're sending Jamar Chase. Our calculator says you slightly lose because it's really, the expert average has Jamar Chase at 3 overall. If we move it to mine, yeah, I'm a little lower on Lad. It's really like our calculator really values those top tier assets like a ton. 12 team superflex half PPR, I assume you mean. Okay, yeah, so I mean, this might be the price, man. Like, I like making this move if you need depth, because I think Amon-Ra probably gets you within 2 points of Chase over the next 3 years, probably, I would imagine. Like within 2 points per game, I would have to assume. And yeah, what does everybody else in the chat think about this? TJ, great to see you again. I chatted with you and the Flock League guys during the season. I'm Tim, the 6-year-old guy from Vancouver. Tim, you know, Tim, that weekend was such a blur, honestly. I met 100 people. I remember maybe 2 of them. But I can't. I hope you come back again. If you're talking about the if you were at the meetup, I'm excited to see you once again there. I'm on the clock in a startup, apparently. I knew that. I'm waiting out. Maybe I get an offer. Who knows? If the Dolphins are tanking for Arch Manning, then HM might be on the block. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I just don't think it's a move they make now. Jesse, just have Chase, Pearsall, more, otherwise solid team. Yeah, I would do this if I were you. I mean, it says you lose. Look, I think that the calculator really values these elite names, but realistically, you're not getting more than this for Jamar Chase. If you're gonna trade him, I think this is a fine price. You took the Sammy Bot spot. Tighten up, Joe Blacko. That is right, dude. That is right. That's hilarious. Let's see. 2 more spots. Come on. How many people do you got in here? I can't even. Can I tell? How many currently? I don't even know how to see it. Come on, guys. 2 more. We filled the second one last time. I don't even know what... Joe, can you explain what you're talking about? Because I don't even know what the Sammy bot spot is. I know that I have a bot on the site. Oh, I think I know what Joe means. Joe means he's scared to compete. So when Joe joins a mock draft, he has to pick a spot, and every spot has a bot connected to it already. And he always picks the Sammy bot because he doesn't want to have to draft against me. I'm flattered, Joe. I do have a girlfriend, but I'm flattered. Where's the link? Oh, Supa. Oh, you missed it, Supa. It was at the top of the chat. It was at the top of the chat. We are full, though. Okay, so this is going to be a Superflex 12 team. Supa, I got you in the next one, brother. We're going to do 2. Superflex 12 team PPR half point tight end premium. It's a start 10, so 3 wide receiver, 3 flex. Let's do it. It's going to make me refresh like it always does. Okay. Joe Blacko at the 101. Let me make sure I'm doing it by my rankings, which you can't see. I love this. This is perfect. My rankings are like right next to my face over here. They're on this side. Can't even see them. Now, if you have a subscription, then you can see them. Let's see. Is Joe going to do anything crazy? Should I have done a 30-second clock? I think I did a 60-second clock. Can I change this now? Ooh. Settings. No. I can't change it now. Okay, well, we might be here a while. We might have to cut this one short because I should not have made it 60 seconds. We do not need... Maybe that's fine. I don't remember. Does anyone remember? I'm all over the place. Okay. Let me end this poll. Can I don't know how to end this poll. Okay. Thinking about upgrading running back, Rick. I apologize that nobody else can read your chat, but ETN plus the 109 for Chase Brown. Also, I'm desperate at wide receiver. He has Terry, the 103, so a Tate or a Lemon. Worthy, Reed, Raiders wide receivers. I think I should hold and just go wide receiver for the 109, or is the upgrade worth it? I don't think you need to pay that much to get ETN up to Chase Brown. Without a contract? Like, ETN's what, 2 years older? He has the long-term financial commitment. Yeah, Nick, this is exactly what I mentioned. ETN plus the 109 for Chase Brown. Yeah, that feels like a little much. Honestly, if you're contending, I'm fine to hold ETN. I think. If that's what it's going to cost to upgrade him, I'm fine to hold him at the moment. Sorry, Joe. I think there's something where you need to refresh once you get in. I'm going to talk to the devs about that because we don't want that to be up. You got a good player, though. Jamar Chase, 101. It's perfectly fine. I'm going to take Jaden Daniels at the 105. I'm not necessarily on the push all the elite quarterbacks down the board train. I don't think I'm there. Jaden Daniels, elite rookie season, insane rushing upside. It's like buying Lamar at 25. Which I would do. I would definitely do that. This is kind of like the dead of draft season, isn't it? Combine and free agency just passed. Let me turn the sounds off. Not a whole lot of okay. I'm a contender if all my tight ends hit in 1 point tight end premium, so I'm leaning hold, I think. Yeah. I like Chase Brown as a target. I just don't that honestly, like, even if my rankings say make that move, you should not have to pay that much on market. Because Chase Brown is not valued that high right now. Okay. JSN at the 106. Gibbs at the 107. Lamar at the 108. It's a good value on Puka, Rick, at the 109. It's an auto pick for you. Spidas, the Chaz going 101 at the 112. Is Jeremiah Love RB3? Is that just what we're doing? Is that just what we're doing now? He's RB3 and, you know, that's it. I traded Algier and Tootin for the 201, the 206, the 301. Trade Algier and Tootin for 201, 206, 301, and a 27 fourth on a rebuild team. What are your thoughts on Tootin in Jacksonville? I'm excited about Tootin. I just think he's so much better than Chris Rodriguez. Like, I get that the underlying metrics for Chris Rodriguez were decent last year, but the guy just didn't. I don't know. I feel like Tootin, Liam Cohen picked him last year. I think that it's more, you know, RB1, RB2 than it is 1A, 1B. Okay, back to the draft super quick. Jefferson at the 201. Joe Burrow at the 202. Genty, Caleb Williams, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Hampton, and Drake London at the 207. What am I doing here? Okay, so there's a clear. I'm gonna get back to your trade in just a second. Actually, no, I got 40 seconds. So yeah, I think it's Tootin. I think you probably got market for them. I don't think it's the best trade of all time, given that this class is a little weaker. Like, that 206 just doesn't. I don't know if I like that 206 whatsoever. See, I'm with Cryptic. C-Rod's a jag. Okay. Let me go QB, see what happens. I'm going to take Jalen Hurts here at the 208. Would you take Ricky Pearsall and Gunnar Helm for Tucker Kraft? I would not. I'd rather have Tucker. Love to the Titans. Joe, I hope so, for many reasons. I think Jeremiah Love's fantastic. Awesome, right? And I want my Titans to have good players. And Jeremiah Love is one of those. He's one of those. He's one of the good football players. And so I want my team to have good football players. We don't have many of them right now, if you can believe it. And you know, the Titans, their thing is kind of having a generational running back at all times. So wouldn't mind. Rick says that Genty is RB3. See, for me, it's Hampton. But yeah. Tootin could be Bucky 2.0. I don't think they're super similar players, but in terms of, you know, 4th round pick, Liam Cohen's offense. But Tootin was like not a 4th round prospect though. Like he was, it's same with Scadaboo. I feel like these guys just got pushed down the board because the draft class was so good. So, but yeah, no, I think Tootin leads the backfield. I do. I would say like if I'm projecting it out, in terms of like the value touches, I think I'd go like 65-35 to start. And if I think that Tootin is the better player, then I think that he probably does more with those touches. Who will have a better offense next? You know what? I'm going to try and fix this right freaking now. Okay, right now. Actually, I don't know if I can. You know what? I don't think I can. Next week. All right, next week. Who will have a better offense next year if the Titans draft Love? The Raiders or Titans? Assuming the Raiders take Mendoza. I don't like my answer. I think it'll be who will have a better offense. The Titans they don't have anything close to Brock Bowers, and they don't really have a hope of getting anything close to Brock Bowers. So, as much as I believe in Cam Ward, I think it's probably the Raiders. Okay. HN goes to the 209. Bowers, McBride back-to-back. Mahomes at the 212. Then we have Dart at the 301. For me, it was Dart or Hurts, but I have Hurts ahead. Loveland at the 302. Phenomenal pick from this guy. Steelers by Will takes T-Mac at the 303. Herbert at the 304. Chris Olave at the 305. The 102 comes off the board at the 306. And let's see what we're doing at the 308. We'll see what Mr. Ghost does. Started JSN Drake London. Mr. Ghost, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Mr. Ghost leaving me hanging here. I'm ready to make my pick. I'm ready. 13 man's comment. And I'm getting to the Mac Jones question as soon as I make this pick. Speaking of Mac Jones, we have Mac Jones's backup, Brock Purdy, coming off the board. I'm going to go George Pickens. Are you a believer in Mac Jones getting a starting job eventually? And what is the most in 2026 pick that you would pay for him? You also have Brock. I think having Brock Purdy is, I think having Brock Purdy changes it, right? Because you're paying for your backup too. What would I pay in this year's class? Off the top of my head, I released my rookie rankings video the other day. I think I had a top 16. I think I had a top 16. Like, I don't think you have to pay the 206, but I would pay anything the 206 onward, I think, for Mac Jones right now. Because I do completely agree. I think that he is in line to getting a starting job at some point. If it's not somebody trading for him this offseason, he's a free agent next year. Dude, Malik Willis got a starting job after like 28 true dropbacks. Mac Jones looked really good when he started. Mac Jones' second chance is inevitable. Clarify, I'm in a rebuilding stage on the brink contending, and I have Ricky and Helm. Oh, get Kraft. Ricky and Helm for Kraft? Yeah. Take Tucker Kraft there. Scatterboo got a lot of utilization production with Dayball as his head coach. Wide receiver one being Wandale. Situation fine enough for me, Love. Yeah, no, I'm happy. I like Love as a dynasty asset if he goes to Tennessee. I do. I was just saying I think the Raiders will be a better offense. Connor would do anything 205 or later. I'm close to that. Paid 211. Phenomenal. I think you're going to look back on that with this class, like whoever they end up getting, like sure they could hit on a pick, whatever, right? But if it's the 211 in this class versus Mac Jones a year from now, you're going to be laughing. Okay. I'm kind of in like compete mode here with this team. Let's go with talk of the town. Kenny Walks. Ken Bone Walker. Mr. Moneybags. After George Pickens, Bo Nix, and Trevor Lawrence. James Cook at the 311. The 103 at the 312 and Igbuka. I like that turn a lot. Nico, Garrett Wilson, the 104. And then I take Ken Walker. Lad McConkey at the 406. Then the 105. These picks are so tight. I feel like everybody and their mom is going to be telling you to tear down. And here's an interesting conversation about doing that pre-draft. Obviously, like, the prospect level is the prospect level. But there is a situation in which draft night happens and you wish you did not tear down. Like, what if Carnell Tate is a Chief and then... Like, hear me out. Okay, Carnell Tate's a Chief. Makai Lemon falls all the way to 19 and goes to the Panthers, which I've seen mocked. And Jordan Tyson's a Jet. All of a sudden you're like, I want the 102. And I do not want the 105. You know? But right now it's like, okay, the value is with tearing down. Because as prospects, they project similarly. But I mean, landing spot can change a ton. Like, I kind of like having the top pick, and then if they are still all valued similarly, there is still a chance that somebody would trade up. Right? Because they like the player so much more, or whatever it is. So I don't know. I feel like I'd be holding my 102s and my 103s. Especially with the fact that the Jordan Tyson fall could be real. Kev, what if the top 3 wide receivers go to crappy situations or go later than expected? And then he also says, what if Kenyon Sadiq goes before all of them to the Chiefs? That would be wild. Like if Sadiq goes at 9 and then none of the wide receivers are off the board, that would be pretty nuts. It would suck because like Tate, Lemon, and Lemon are kind of like holding up this class. In reality, like, even if Tate is a Brown, right, and Lemon is a Jet or a Panther, like, you know, like these players are still good, and they'll still be valuable fantasy assets. Just those picks overall will lose some value, of course. But like Tate on the Browns, like, I don't think you should be expecting something much better than that, because at least he has the opportunity to be the number 1 there. And like you have to project that they figure out, you know, the passing offense at some point. And even if it does suck, at least he gets funneled with targets. Suba, I think you're right. But at the same time, I think like the chasing you're talking about is like when they like reached on CEH. Or like I fully think like Xavier Worthy, he did not like, he was getting picked what, like 110, 111? Like, I feel like everybody was still taking Bowers over him and still taking Brian Thomas over him. But the reason that I think I will keep chasing... Like, look at Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice does not produce like this in any other offense. JT goes to the 408. Rome, Dak, T. Higgins, Luther Burden, Tyler Warren. I like the Tyler Warren value. I really like the Burden pick too. What a draft from the Chaz, I gotta say. Bucky at the 502. Unbelievable value. Unbelievable value on Bucky. Shout out this guy. Quinshawn, Brian Thomas, Rick is speaking my language today. Not with Rome over Burden, but with Brian Thomas. Do you take Mendoza at 102 if the 3 wide receivers drop, go to number 2 wide receiver situation? Seems like the flock is so high on the 3 wide receivers, but I get the sense Mendoza over at least one of them in a bad spot. My issue with Mendoza is I don't know if the upside is really there. He's not gonna like, he might give you like, maybe he gives you, I don't know, Brock Purdy rushing, right? Like, it's fine, but it's not difference making. Okay. So if he's really good, his ceiling, I think, is probably in the, like, I don't, guys, like the Joe Burrow, Caleb Williams, like these guys are outliers, right? He's probably maxed out at like a 3rd round startup pick, I think, in like 95% of outcomes. So if you take that versus a wide receiver, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I don't know. I feel like the Mendoza production is more replaceable on a year-to-year basis than you're shooting for Carnell Tate or Mekhi Lemon or Jordan Tyson, who could be, you know, they can be Drake London. Like, they can be Malik Neighbors. I fully believe that about these prospects. So when you're saying the wide receiver, the number 2 wide receiver situations, like the Jets is a nightmare. The Panthers is a nightmare. If Jordan Tyson is a Panther at 19 with the injury concerns, I'm going to take Mendoza ahead of him. If Mekhi Lemon is a Jet at 16, it's really tough because look at it this way. Like, you got to think about it long term. In 2026, I hate it. If they get a really good quarterback in next year's quarterback class, which is supposed to be very good, then, you know, I'm fine having him and Garrett Wilson because I think that they can both produce. Jesse is drafting for the 11th spot, watching Seinfeld when I signed up. You know, I haven't seen Seinfeld, but that I think I get the reference. Okay. You guys are gonna make me do it. This is where a mock gets you. Because would I pull the trigger here? You know what? I probably would. But I have so much. Here, I'll make the pick. I have so much Rashee Rice, guys, that I can't get any more. I really took advantage of the buy window, and it paid off. Like, he was phenomenal this year. Sky Moore is a good one. Sky Moore is a good one. Mendoza's going to be the GOAT. Rick, I hope for your Raiders, man. You know, you guys have had it rough this offseason. The Max Crosby trade. I hope the best for you. Mendoza will have good weapons. I hope they add a wide receiver. Tier down material. Okay. Yeah, this is the thing. It's like, how valuable is that? Right? Because I think people all have like higher expectations for like Herbert, T-Law, you know? But like, he could end up being Bo Nix very easily to me. Jets could go 0 to 60 really quick. Well, they need a quarterback. They need a quarterback. Rick, yeah, Tate to Washington would be huge. I would love that. Browns makes a ton of sense. It makes a ton of sense. We've been down bad for so long. Oh my gosh, Mr. Throb. Mr. Throb used my rankings, only my rankings, to draft a high stakes domain league. How can I send you the squad? I assume you're in the Discord. Hit me up on Discord. Sammy Stacks. The only guy he reached on was Jaden Reed. Am I high on Jaden Reed? Don't tell me I'm high on Jaden Reed. High stakes leagues, low stakes on Jaden Reed, because that's probably like, what, a 15th round pick? 106 goes right after Rice, then Marv, running back run. Chase Brown, such a good value. Christian McCaffrey, Kyron, Breece Hall. JMO, love the JMO pick. Mendoza ranked right after Goff, so that pick. Currently, I do. I'm saying that's the ceiling. Like, I think if he's a good NFL quarterback, he ends up in that Herbert, Purdy, Knicks, T-Law range. Currently, right now, I'd put him like, I think I have him like right after Dak. But yeah, I'm on the clock. This works out. I need a tight end, highest on my board. Harold Fannin, Jalen Waddle jumping up here is very interesting. I love Reed. Rice has better odds for Offensive Player of the Year on DraftKings. Better odds than who? Was I talking about somebody else? Offensive Player of the Year for Rashee Rice would be crazy. I think you have to be better. Like, if it's all schemed up, they're not going to give it to him just because he has a bunch of yards, I don't think. You better not be low on Reed. Rice versus Ken Walker is what I meant. That is interesting. Rice has when you say better odds, all the gambling lingo, do you mean better odds as in you win more, which means his odds are longer? No, I'm low on Reed. Okay, so you reached on him compared to my rankings. Okay, yeah, I'm not a big Jaden Reed guy. Reed, Packers wide receiver 1 this season. Dude, I don't know, man. He doesn't get on the field. This type of player is never a team's wide receiver 1. The wide receiver 1 has to play more than 60% of the snaps, and he doesn't do that. This is a good take. Together, they have one healthy leg. Rick, I didn't know you were a big Jaden Reed guy. We're learning things about each other. Rice is more favored. Okay, yeah. So yeah, okay. I think does that make sense? See, Ken is a lot of projection, and I feel like for fantasy football, we're gonna project Ken Walker for like 1,400 rushing yard, whatever it is, right? We're gonna project him to have this crazy season. I don't think sportsbooks do that as much with players changing teams, which maybe that means that there's but they kind of have to, because people will just take advantage of that. So I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm talking out of my what this guy's. Packers wide receiver hasn't meant anything since Devontae Adams left. 4 wide receiver 3s, and that's that. Yeah, we thought Matthew Golden could save them, but who's your fave wide receiver from the tier 2 guys? Okay, this is fun. I think right now it's Casey. Right, as a prospect, it's Casey. I think he's just the speed. Boston worries me a little bit with the separation. I know he's much bigger, but he's not the cleanest separator in the world. Cooper, big after the catch guy, obviously. I like the Omar Cooper Jr. profile. But Casey, I love the vision that of how he could be used. Mr. Throb, I believe it's just Sammy Stacks. Let me see if there's something. Yeah, no, you sent. I got your request. Should we pull up Mr. Throb's team on Mr. Throb? Send me your. I just accepted your friend request. Send me your team, and we'll pull it up on the. I'm very excited to see this. This is awesome. This is like I made it moment. This is my I made it moment. Okay, after I took Harold Fannin, we got Saquon Barkley, Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield. Phenomenal values on those guys. Phenomenal values. Javonte at the 609. The Philadelphia wide receivers back to back. Jacobs and then Travis Etienne. I'm going to try and say his name how it should be pronounced. I will do it. So it's Travis Etienne. So weird. Kyler at the 702. The Kyler hype is real. Cam Ward, Cam Scattaboo, the 107. Let's see what falls to me here. At the 708. How high should tight ends go in a 0.75 premium and a 0.5 first down? Are they only getting the first down bonus? Is this tight 0.75 tight end premium and 0.5 tight end first down bonus, or does everybody get the first down bonus? If AJ Brown goes to New England, how do both Brown and Smitty jump up? I don't think I move AJ Brown in if he goes to New England. He's 29. He's about to be 29. How high can I take a 29-year-old wide receiver? I'm not taking him over Jalen Waddle. I'm not taking him over J-Mo. I'm not taking him over Marv. Like, AJ Brown is being ranked as if he's going to be good for whatever time he has left. Smitty, on the other hand, I think they add somebody. And then you still have the risks that the passing game isn't ever incredible, right? With Hurts. Coolman says yes, just tight end. So, wow. Dude, Brock Bowers might be my 101, honestly. Okay, I know I'll go the 108 here. See, I'm glad I got my quarterbacks early, because Sam Darnold in the 7th round makes me want to throw up. No offense to Mr. Ghost. I know you needed a QB2. Okay, cool, man. See, this is one of those things where, like, I would need to see the scoring. Are you in the league? Can you go look at, like, what Trey McBride averaged last year compared to, like, Puka in this format? Like, that's what I would need to know, because that's insane. Are we worried about Tyson still not doing anything? Here's the thing. I saw a tweet from Jeff Mueller. He knows what he's doing. Fantasy PT type of, doctor guy who plays fantasy football. He said that, like, they could easily spin this as, like, he re-aggravated it sprinting, which, like, can happen with a hamstring injury. I'm just gonna react to what NFL teams do, because an NFL team, like, this is the thing, like the Titans. Remember when the Titans took Caleb Farley? Is this another Caleb Farley? Does somebody in the 20s, like, if he falls into the 20s and, like, you have a team, like, they take a shot on him, like, that kind of scares me, because he's a phenomenal prospect. Like, that would tell me that, they're worried. But I don't know anything. And nobody knows anything about what truly is going on with him. So we kind of just have to wait and see what the NFL draft tells us. What is the Cardinal Tate Mekhi Lemon ceiling? Is top 10 dynasty wide receiver possible? Yes, for both. Pretty comfortably, honestly. It's pretty comfortably possible, I mean. I traded away A.J. Brown for Baker Mayfield in a super flex league. I'm feeling pretty good about that one. McBride had 236. Puka had 383. So that's overall points. Like, I think Bowers is in the Chase, JSN, Puka tier with Gibbs and Bijan. Like, I'm taking him among those guys. And McBride, he's with Amon-Ra and CD and, you know, Neighbors over here. Like, I think they probably both bump up around. Mr. Throp sent... Okay, so Mr. Throp, I'm going to look at your team as soon as the startup's done. All right? Browns fan, don't even want him at 24. See, I would say that, like, that's a swing you should take. Right? 2 first-round picks. Took Bowers at the 103 in a 1 tight end premium league. Was shocked. Yeah, I mean, it's an insane amount of points. Okay. I'm on the clock. Tucker Kraft went. The 109, CJ Stroud. Tootin. Malik Willis. I really like the team, Joe Blacko. Don Marg gets DJ Moore. See, I can't justify Jalen Waddle jumping up this much. Like, DJ Moore, and, you know, they're a year apart. Travis Hunter, Bryce Young, and I'm going to take the wide receiver 1 in Arizona. Joe Blacko, it is not crazy whatsoever. I have it ranked that way as well. Cool, man. I mean, the perfect 49. Are you being, like, tongue-in-cheek because he's injured? Yeah, no. The substation is licking its chops looking at Jordan Tyson. My God, dude. Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Mike Evans, Ricky Pearsall, Jordan Tyson. Is the electrical substation a thing, or do the 49ers just love players who are injured a lot of the time? Right? What came first, the chicken or the egg? Cryptic Rocket, I mean, you got another huge upside shot on Jacksonville, so. But yeah, I mean, the Tootin train has left the station, it seems. Tyson at 26 to the Bills. That's a team where, like, I think you take the shot on the talent. Because it's so weird, right? With these, like, oh, is he injury prone? He broke his collarbone. He tore his ACL. And then he has a hamstring injury. The soft tissue stuff I get. I completely get the soft tissue stuff. But those other major injuries, like, he just happened to get unlucky doing it. Like, he's not, you know, I can't get behind that. Like, Caleb Farley, it was like a back issue, right? Which, like, if you can't figure that out, like, you can't do anything. Interested to see how much Michael Wilson will get paid next year. I mean, he did cartwheels when he found out Jacoby Brissett was the quarterback. Dude, does Michael Wilson get more money than Alec Pierce just got next year? I didn't say it. 49ers substation will turn Mike Evans' hamstring into string cheese. I agree. Yeah, hamstring's still bothering him. It is very scary. But if that's like one nagging, I'm not a doctor. I don't know. Lou chips his tooth twice, so he must be prone to dental injuries. See, yeah, like, does that mean anything? I don't know. After Michael Wilson, the 110, Jordan Addison, the 111, Alec Pierce, the aforementioned, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry and Devontae Adams should be back-to-back, shouldn't they? That makes a lot of sense. Daniel Jones at the 812. That's a good value based on where the other quarterbacks went. You're running out of solid starters here. This is where the draft just gets terrible, doesn't it? Daniel Jones QB2 is scary. If Christian Watson can get his hammies fixed, so can Jordan Tyson. Has Christian Watson fixed his hamstrings? You know? Mr. Throb, yeah, I'm excited to see your team. He says, honestly, watching this draft and comparing it to where I got your guys, your rankings crush it. That's what happens. I mean, every time I get out of a mock draft and I look at it at my rankings, obviously it's I'm gonna, somebody I think it was the Chaz. I could be wrong. I think it was the Chaz. I think he beat me with my own rankings. Unbelievable. But if I take the guy at the top of ADP, pretty much every pick or close to it, filling out positional value, whatever, it's gonna especially if you have players I feel like Jalen Hurts is one where I have him 12th overall, and so we on the site we exponentially value players, right? It's not like a one-to-one drop. So Hurts gets a ton of value at the 112, and I took him at the 208, so that's a huge value win, right? Almost all my guys got a discount. You know what, Mr. Tharp? I am honored that you went into a domain high stakes league. They are the pillars of the industry right now, right? They're absolutely killing it over there. And you use the Sammy Stacks rankings. Oh, I hope you win the league. You know what, Mr. You got to keep me updated, okay? Because if you win the league and you use my rankings to draft, they would have to give me the channel, right? What do you guys think? I think they'd have to give me the channel. I can't see anything else that's suitable. Okay. Michael Pittman at the 901. Wandale at the 902, the 112. Terry McLaurin. Love the Terry pick. RJ Harvey. The 201. No, Joe Blacko. He did a draft with the domain high stakes, well, in a domain league, a high stakes league, and use my rankings. That's what we're talking about. Okay, guys, I gotta say, I think RJ Harvey might be a value now. I think this is his range. The pass catching running back on the Broncos should have value. My issue with him was that he was close to guys like Jacobs and Javonte, and if he's going in the 9th round, I know everybody's down on him. That's kind of where you just hold. I'm gonna take DeAndre Swift here as my RB2. I don't think Mr. Throb is in this one. No. But we're gonna show Mr. Throb's draft as soon as the startup is done. Can I see? DK Metcalf, Kyle Pitts. Good value on Sam Laporta, by the way, Mr. Ghost. He was top of my ADP, but I wasn't going to take him because I have Harold Fannin. I like this team. We got Jaden Daniels and Jalen Hurts at quarterback. We've got Ken Walker and DeAndre Swift starting for us at running back. George Pickens, Rashee Rice, and Michael Wilson as our wide receivers. Harold Fannin at tight end. Let's say Jadarian Price at the 108. I like it. I like it a lot. There's Christian Watson. Christian Watson is getting drafted so high on Underdog right now. He is getting drafted so high on Underdog right now. People like the upside, I guess. Big play. I mean, could the Packers take a receiver? They lose Romeo Doubs. They probably need well, they have Jaden Reed. So like, you're running out Christian Watson, Matthew Golden, Jaden Reed in the slot. I guess, you know, Wicks is still right there, right? So you can rotate in. It's not the worst room in the world. It's also not very exciting either, right? It's not very exciting. Which is kind of why I'm lower on Jordan Love than consensus. Because it doesn't... They just want to run the ball. I feel like they just want to run the ball so much. Like that's what they want to do. Kyle Monungai, Cryptic, phenomenal pick. Big fan of Kyle Monungai. Cody Seal, 202. Okay, what am I gonna do here? Contending roster. I'm gonna go Demo. Maybe get a starter for a year or two. You just love pain, don't you, Joe Blacko? You just love pain. Cryptic finally took a running back. Who needs him? Between him and Ricky. Evans versus Ricky in Dynasty is interesting. Who do I have higher? I think I probably have Evans higher. Nope. Ricky by 3 spots, which, yeah. And they're, you know, back to back to back to back, whatever. I think that just... Like, Evans, there is an actual realistic possibility that Evans plays, like, 4 more games in his career. This is interesting. Are they gonna like do like the? Are they gonna do like the kill somebody's value for a year? Like if like they take like Jonah Coleman. What if Jonah Coleman falls to like the end of the 3rd round and then the Packers take him? That'd be so annoying. That'd be so annoying. Matt Stafford, Jaden Higgins, Dalton Kincaid. 203, George Kittle, Chuba. Huge. Cool man, I have not really touched Josh Downs. I just don't... Josh Downs cannot replicate what Michael Pittman does. He's a slot-only player in an offense that has Tyler Warren, who is going to take a lot of those short area routes, and he's just going to be better at them. And I don't... Yeah, if there's any sort of selling window, like if you can get any sort of 2nd round pick for Josh Downs, if somebody's excited about the fact that Michael Pittman left, like this is a team that I would imagine takes a wide receiver on day 2. I almost just dropped my water bottle. Potentially with their their first pick of the draft, right? Like I think they could easily do that. Wow. I'm awake now, Frick. Got my desk a little wet. All right. It'll dry. It'll dry. We are in the slums here, aren't we? Should I just do these drafts 10 rounds? Like, is there any point of me talking about, oh, I'm going to take Jacoby Myers here? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. What do I want with this wide receiver room? I know what I want. I want Jacoby Myers. That's what I want. Mr. Ghost, you gonna ruin my day? Yeah, see, I agree with this. A lot of the short area stuff will go to him. Over the middle of the field. Just the stuff that Alec Pierce doesn't do. Really, you know? Takes Matthew Golden. Okay. Jacoby Myers. Jacoby. Okay, we're gonna get this draft concluded. I'm gonna create the next one, and then we're gonna take a look at Mr. Throb's team because I want to see how he built this thing out. Jalen Warren at the 1109. J.K. Dobbins is a good... If you're in like a deeper... if you're in like a deeper format, like if you're in like a start 11, I like targeting J.K. Dobbins. Like if he's going at like the 206, like he could score 11 points per game. Sit at the bottom of your flexes. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. Or it's like a rotational option, right? I like taking the Warren Pierce Jones stack on underdog. I do worry that offense regresses a ton. And I'm not fully sure where what values you are getting those guys at. Joe Blacko taking the Atlanta quarterback approach. Gosh, what a disaster, eh? I guess you do have Malik Willis. All right, who do we think is the best team in the draft? Let me know in the chat. And if you don't say mine, you get kicked. I'm kidding, of course. Please don't leave. Don't leave. I'm not gonna kick you. Don't leave. Don't do it. Oh, you know what I need to say? Everybody, okay? Listen up. Listen up. Okay? Listening ears on. Go see Project Hail Mary. Okay? Go watch it. If you're thinking about going to the movies, go watch it. Phenomenal movie. Phenomenal. So good. So good. Wowed me from start to finish. I'm gonna take Chris Godwin. Like, it was incredible. The movie was incredible. Let me start this next draft. 60 seconds was fine. That took us an hour. Yeah, I'll do what I did last week. Let's do no third round reversal for this one. Full PPR, 3 wide receiver, 2 flex. I'll do 12 rounds again. Let's do 10. Maybe we throw in a rookie mock. We'll see. Let's do 10 rounds. Nah, okay. I can't decide. 10 rounds. 10 rounds. Okay. 60-second clock. No third round reversal. Am I on the clock again? No, I freaking picked. Why is it lying to me? Where am I gonna pick? I'm gonna go with the back of the board. Okay. Link is Mr. Mason Dodd in the chat. Yeah. Dude. Well, I don't know if you like the same kind of movies that I like, but phenomenal. Phenomenal. So good. I think you guys are going to love it. It had everything. It has literally everything. Yeah, Project Hail Mary. I love Chris Godwin too. Okay, post-draft review. What do we think is going to happen? I think... Okay, Expert Rankings has me 7th. Says Dan won the draft. Let's see. Would you look at that? Somebody beat me last week, not this week. Not this week. Good team. Good team in my opinion. Dan drafted well as well. What did Dan do? I like DJ Moore. Chase Brown is what Dan did. And CJ probably. Okay, while that's filling up, let me go solo cam here and let me figure out how to get this Discord team up. Yeah, Project Hail Mary. I mean, the movie was just everything you could have wanted and more. Everything you could have wanted and more. Okay. We're gonna rate Mr. Throb's draft, all right, everybody? Put it to the only ranks that okay, yeah, let's check out. Let's check out the only ranks that matter, guys. Who do we think he's talking about? Rick. Mason's glazing you, Rick. Mason loves your team. Rick is third in expert, fourth in Sammy, and you're first in Mason. Wow, what a day for Rick. Big day. Okay, let's get the Discord back up here. Okay. So... okay, so he goes... okay, he goes Bijan at the 104. That's not using my rankings. I'll let it go. He goes Caleb. Yeah, Caleb at the 209 and Jalen Hurts at the 301 is phenomenal value. I love both those. Colts and Loveland at the 404. Is there a tight end premium here? Dude, this is borderline rude the way that you're taking these guys' money. In a high stakes league, Nico at the 309, Kyron at the 6'4", Manungai at the 9'9". What else do you do? Tyler Shuck as a QB3? Sure. Why the heck not? Michael Wilson at... dude, this is my team. This is my team. This is great. Well done, Mr. Throb. Well done. What did he say in his message to me? I'm going to go look at it really quick. He said, slow job finishing up. The pick is the 305, the rookie pick he got there. Really need a better receiver. Some dude is throbbing more than Mr. Throb. Somebody's throbbing for Algier, who's on Mr. Throb's team. 0.5 tight end premium. And you got Loveland at the 404. Dude, these guys are tacos you're playing with. A dude is throbbing for Algier, so hopefully I can snag a wide receiver 2 in a package. I mean, who else do you have at running back? Bill. I love the T. Ferguson. The AJ Barner pick is great. Jack Besh in the 20th round. Dude, who needs rookie picks? Your team is nuts. You do need a wide receiver. You do definitely need a wide receiver. But if I can flip Algier... if I can flip Algier for a wide receiver... like, let's look at it. How's this draft filling? We got 2 spots left, guys. If you want to make an account... shit, I don't know that. www.flockfantasy.com. Go to the link. Make an account. It's free. You can join the draft. Link for the draft is in the chat. It's right here. We just mocked with a third round reversal, Supa. So this one's not going to be a third round reversal. I wonder why you picked the 101. Shocker. 12-4 definitely a reach. Is 12-4 a reach for Jaden Reed? It's the 12th round. I mean, I guess I would prefer like if like a Chris Godwin or somebody was there. But it's not the end of the world. You're not like missing out on something crazy at that spot. One more. We need one more. Ranks that matter. Let's just make sure we keep it the ranks that matter. There we go. Look who it is. Look who it is. My boy. We are full. Heck yeah. Oh, no. Somebody left. Guys, you're killing me. Spoke too soon, Joe. Spoke too soon. We need one more. There we go. I'm starting this before anybody can run away. Yeah, see, it's making me refresh. I'm going to Mason, if you're still here, if you could quickly throw that to the devs, but I will throw it after if not. Let me put it. Let me do it right now. While this is getting started. We're already full, Mr. Throb, but I appreciate you. Okay, so Josh Allen. Are you just gonna build your team that you have in our... I literally have it in a tab here. I could expose every one of your picks. Groovy goes Jamar Chase at the 102. Drake May at the 103. Bijan at the 104. JSN at the 105. Jahmyr Gibbs at the 106. And Puka at the 107. Let's see who I'm getting at the 110. See, that's, to me, it's a clear top 8. It's a very clear top 8. Monra, and then here. See, like, what do you want to do here? Like, I have, so full transparency, I have Lamar ranked as my highest overall player. But then in a startup, it's like, do I want to, like, put myself in a box right away? Because, like, if I take Lamar, I'm competing. Maybe I want to be a little more flexible. Let's take Malik Neighbors. Let's leave ourselves open to possibilities. Don't put me in a box. Don't do it. And then Lamar goes at the 111. Because, like, does that mean I should have Neighbors over Lamar? Because there are many situations where, no, I'd rather have Lamar. But flexibility in a startup is, you know, maybe there's, like, startup rankings and then there's rankings. I don't know. I don't know. CeeDee Lamb, Joe Burrow is a nice start. And I'll go with a quarterback. See, this I love. This is such a nice start in a startup. You can go in so many different directions. You're not in a box. I can do whatever the heck I want now. Whatever the heck I want. And it's a great place to be. By the way, Mr. Throb, if you're still here, I can't wait for you to get out of that draft. Throw it onto the My Teams page. Sort by Sammy Stacks. You're going to be killing them, dude. See, Rick, this is what I'm thinking. Like, in a startup, with your first pick, you know, it's tough. It's tough. Okay, Jefferson at the 204. Ashton Genty at the 205. Who, once again, Jeremiah Love is the RB3, apparently. Drake London, Marion Hampton, Jalen Hurts. Lord Seal is on a fast track to being the #1 overall player in the Sammy Stacks power ranking. See, that's what, taking Neighbors over Lamar, not good for my choices. Not good for my choices. Not good for my rankings in the Sammy Stacks rankings. Mr. Throb. Mr. Throb, you are making me blush. Here till the stream ends. Gotta support my boy, even if it's just on in the background. Heck yeah, dude. See, this is the thing. It's just a hangout. It's just a hangout, you know? We're just having a good time. You're the best. See, Mr. Throb, the world needs more guys throbbing like you. That's what it needs. See, but this is hilarious. This is so funny. So for context, guys, I'm going to start up with Supa Packers right now. And he wanted Trey McBride at the 212. And he took Josh Allen at the 101. He wanted Trey McBride at the 212. And somebody traded up to the 211 and took Trey McBride right in front of him. And it just happened again in this draft. You love to see it. Sadness, yeah. Tough. I'm just going to leave this up. Respectfully. I like clowns. W Throb. I agree. I completely agree. Thank you for the support, guys. Seriously. I'm having a ton of fun with these. This is, just coming here and hanging out. Just hanging out, having a good time. Talking some ball. Talking some Dynasty. Nowhere else I'd rather be on a Saturday. Fuji apple. It's a good type of apple. Surprised Justin Jefferson went that late. Same goes with Jeremiah Love. Normally see them both go at the end of the first round. Yeah, I think that 1-2 turn, there's a big chunk of guys that always kind of go in that range. Some people like to take the tight ends like Brock Bowers in that range. Sometimes you get Caleb in the first. Sometimes you get Genty in the first. But yeah, this seems pretty normal to me. Groovy is sorry. So I hope that makes you feel better, Supa. At least this isn't a real league where you got sniped. Brock Bowers, Devon Achane, McBride, Bo Nix, James Cook, as we discussed. Patrick Mahomes at the 302. Hetaroa at the 303. Justin Herbert at the 304. Correct take. Is it even close? You know what thing is? I like a Granny Smith. I like a green apple. A little bit of sour in there, But Honeycrisp, I think, is a clear 101, just for value alone. It's like taking, it's like you take the guy with the best value, even if he's not your favorite, because you know that you can move him if you need to. Honeycrisp apple on the market has way more value than a Granny Smith, so. Understand Jefferson coming at a discount, given disappointing season. Kyler, it'll be better than... Kyler going there will be better than 9 or Max Brosmer, right? Dart, phenomenal. Okay. I think Lord Seal is speed running, winning the Sammy Stacks ranking. Getting Dart at the 3-5. I like to imagine Lord Seal just has my rankings, like he's sorting by my rankings, because he's a legend who subscribed to the Flock site, and he's just taking the top of ADP every time, and he's gonna have the best team. Pickens at the 306, the 102 goes at the 307, then Loveland, Trevor Lawrence, and then I'm on the clock. Interesting. Very interesting. I like to be flexible. This keeps me flexible. I'm going to take the 103 here. This is great. This is awesome. Fuji Apple says, despite my username, Honeycrisp is my favorite apple. I made this username a long time ago before I was enlightened by Honeycrisp. Hey man, we all do it, We all do it. If only somebody saw you making your Fuji Apple username and could have said, put a hand on your shoulder and just said, son, you're gonna learn some things. Don't do it. Chris Olave at the 311. Brock Purdy at the 312. Ooh, I like this question. Do you listen to the Fantasy Footballers, DLF pods? FF Dynasty, Dynasty Rewind, what pods do you like? So, the Fantasy Footballers are still in my podcast rotation. I am a huge podcast guy. Love podcasts. I hardly listen to music anymore because I have so many podcasts I listen to. The Fantasy Footballers are still in the rotation because at this point I'm not listening for advice so much as I'm listening for information and hearing different opinions and things like that, right? And I think that the Ballers do a really good job. Like, the production of that show is just off the charts, and they do a really, really good job. This is not sorted by my rankings. What a clown I am. Did I never have that? Okay, no, the 103 still would have been a good pick there, I think. Caleb Williams, yeah. So I'm gonna take Igbokwe. Okay, yeah. So I just think that the production quality of them is phenomenal, and they have all the news, and I just really like what they do. So they're still in the rotation. We'll see how busy I am this upcoming season, and if I have time to listen to 5 of their pods a week. The other one that is very similar is the Ringer fantasy football show. And they do a fantasy football show, and then they transition to the Ringer NFL draft show over the offseason. It's like fantasy, but they do like, not lifestyle stuff, but they talk about a lot of other stuff, and it's very funny as well. So I really like the Ringer fantasy football show. Then, what else did you have? Dynasty Rewind. I've listened to a little bit of Dynasty Rewind. Consistently, those two are the fantasy pods I listen to. And then I listen to a Titans podcast. I listen to other NFL based stuff. And then like I'll throw on like the stock exchange. The fantasy stock exchange guys, Corey and Danny. I really like listening to their stuff. I like, it's really conversational and casual, and I threw their 2-hour stream on literally from this morning that they did this afternoon when I was just hanging out. But great question. Interesting to see the 102 going as low as it is. I'm trying to sell high on George Pickens for the 102, but the guy with the 102 in my league was not interested. Dynasty Stock Exchange sold me. I mean, that's pretty fair value, I think. I mean, Pickens went ahead in this draft. So, he sold you on Makai Lemon. So he said I'm not selling Pickens because of Makai Lemon. Okay. Sigmund Bloom on the Audible and On the Couch. I haven't listened to either of those. I might have to give them a shot. The Fantasy Footballers comedy pod, The Spitballers, is pretty good. Good pod to listen to on lunch breaks. Okay. I don't think I've tried to listen to an episode. It's often that I don't, I listen to so much that I don't have time to mix in other things. And entertainment comedy podcast is not something that I've really gravitated towards. I feel like it's I always want information. I don't know, but maybe I could, just, kick back every once in a while and just have a good time. Yeah. I mean, you'll get different takes everywhere, That's why it's so hard, because you try and, offer market value for stuff as much as possible, but people don't agree with the market a lot of the time. And sometimes people aren't even aware of the market. And it's you get player takey and all this kind of stuff, which Lord CL taking Luther Burden at the 4-8 is once again playing to my rankings, I think. I like my team, though. Malik Neighbors, Caleb Williams, the 103, Emeka Igbokwe. I like how we're living over here. I like that turn from Supa, Rashee Rice, Tyler Warren. The 105 next. Groovy building a T. Higgins at the 503. Brian Thomas, phenomenal pick. Phenomenal pick. He's got to be good, right? He's going to be good. He has to be. There's no other way. Good value. Really good value on Dak. Okay. A.J. Brown at the 5'8". A little steep. Chase Brown went a lot higher in this draft. Same with Bucky. Okay, I am going to... I feel like I need a running back here. Well, I don't, because I'm building like a bit for the future, you know? Let me go, my boy. Let me go J-Mo here. J-Mo at the 5'10". Egbuka at the 3-4 turn is great value. I believe we'll see weeks 1 to 5 version of Egbuka more so than the version that was hurt and unproductive down the stretch. Baker being healthy. Dude, the whole Bucks were beat up to heck. Baker was hurt. Evans, Godwin were hurt. The entire offensive line was beat up. Like, people are trying to like look at what Bucky did down the stretch and like project it forward. The entire offense was the, you know, 5th floor hospital. Like, it was, everybody was hurt. How are you supposed to do anything in those circumstances? I think Egbuka showed plenty that we can project forward that he's the wide receiver 1 there. Buka and Godwin will eat this year. You know what's funny? This is... I got a weird feeling that the Bucks are going to take a receiver at 15. I just got a weird feeling about it. For the second year in a row, they are going to destroy the hopes of Jalen McMillan lovers. I just got a feeling about it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's making me feel that way. But I got a feeling. Okay. So this is indeed a tight end premium league. I want to remain flexible. I'm going to go with the 106. Maybe Jadarian Price gets taken in the first round. By the way, everybody watching right now, I have a video coming out that I'm super excited about. I've been working on it for the past week and a half. I am just collecting data from a ton of mock drafts, NFL mock drafts in the industry. And I'm going to basically just throw the data all out there and talk about where these prospects are being projected most often. And Jadarian Price, I mean, more and more people are saying Seahawks 32, click, that's the spot, which would be wild, but could happen. Chase Brown's one of those players where people will have a wide range of opinions. He carried me in 2024. Yeah, people are worried, you know, still worried about the draft capital, about him, you know, not being the long-term option there. If he gets a contract extension this offseason, wheels up. I have a ton of Chase Brown. How early do we think Egbuka will go in a startup next year? Like a year from now? I mean, it depends on what he does. Which, of course, that's a bit of a cop-out, but... I don't know. I could see him he could have a really good year, obviously. He's the type, he could easily be a second-round startup pick. I have Godwin everywhere. I think people undervalue him. I think as a good bet, I think he's a great veteran buy right now. Egbuka will go in round 2, 3 of redraft this year. Let's find out where he's going right now, shall we? Let's find out where he's going right now. Okay, well, you guys aren't looking at my underdog login, so you can look at my face for a minute. Okay, really? We're doing this right now? Okay, now you can see. Sorry, guys. My bad. Put you in the dark there for a second. We're back, though. Egbuka is wide receiver 18, ADP of 40. So that's middle of the 4th round. And that's where wide receivers get pushed up. People are really down on the back half of his season this past year. Zach from Dynasty will be so sad if the Bucks take a wide receiver. Jalen McMillan, yeah, no, they would do it just to hurt Zach. Almost took Ibuka over Nico. Yeah, I mean, Nico at the 401 is such a good value. Jalen McMillan did look good when he returned last year. He did. But the Bucks always are trying to get ahead of this, right? Like, they went into the year with Jalen McMillan, Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin, and then they drafted Emeka Egbuka. So they're always trying to look to get ahead of it, and Chris Godwin is aging out. That's the reality, right? So you wanted Waddle. Good to know. Yeah. Yeah, so he's going in the middle of the 4th, and that's in a format where wide receivers get pushed up, right? So how pumped would I be if Jeremiah Love is drafted by the Titans? I'd be excited. Honestly, like, half the excitement is the Giants don't have the opportunity to take him. Ruin. Look, I'm not even like that invested in Scadaboo. I do not have a ton of Scadaboo shares. But that just sucks because Scadaboo's awesome. And I want Scadaboo to be able to be awesome. And he can't be awesome if Jeremiah Love is in front of him. That is for darn sure. Yeah, I like Ruben Bain. We need it. We need help everywhere. Like, there isn't anybody who I'd be like, okay, don't take that guy. Maybe you're right. Like, don't take Francis Maui-Noah, the right tackle from Miami. But other than that, do whatever you got to do. Sonny Styles, like, as long as Jeremiah Love falls to the Commanders, because I think that's better for, like, Jeremiah Love will have a better outlook on the Commanders than on the Titans. If I'm the Giants, take Caleb Downs and don't even think. They could take so many players and don't even think. So many options would be more valuable to them than replacing Cam Scadaboo. It doesn't, like, to me, like, I get best player available, whatever. I get it. Yeah. If Tyrone Tracy is good enough, they don't really need to take Love. Yeah, no, I completely agree. And they re-signed Devin Singletary to be the running back 3. So now you have Cam Scadaboo, who you smash hit with a 4th round pick. I know he got hurt, but phenomenal pick. Tyrone Tracy, who you also hit on as a 5th round pick 2 years ago. And then you re-signed Devin Singletary. Take a guy on, like, in the 7th round. You know, like, don't see the Giants drafting Love. Cryptic, honestly, in this class, it's possible. I just don't know if teams will do it for a running back. Like, there's already the positional value questions about taking one in the top 10. And so to do, yeah, to trade up for one, it's a lot of investment. Half point tight end premium, Tyler. Half point. Giants owner didn't want to let Saquon. Well, exactly. That's something, you know. Love as his new Saquon. It is, yeah. You know, owners do think in stupid ways like that for sure. There's a glaring value to me on the board, so I'm not shifting to contender mode, but I'm gonna take Josh Jacobs here because he's the best value by a mile. Giants letting Scadaboo eat as the running back 1 is also encouraged. Yeah, look, the Giants had nothing good last year besides Jackson Dart, Cam Scadaboo. People ate that up. They loved that. Cam Scadaboo is like a, you know, on the poster kind of player. So, yeah, I don't get it, but, you know, there's no smoke without fire, right? So there's a reason people are talking about it. The Giants were in on Kenneth Walker. They got outpriced, or they got outbid, whatever. There's no bidding at the 5th overall pick. It's just they can take him if they want to take him. And we know he's a phenomenal prospect. So, like, would I be shocked at this point if they did it? No. Would I be mad? Yeah, I'd be mad. I do not get the chance to do this very often because he has been steaming up draft boards, but I get to take Bashal Tootin here. Heck yeah. I love this team. Love this team. Facts. He did get a standing ovation when he got hurt. That sucked. Not a fan of likely to the Giants. I like Theo Johnson. I really like Theo Johnson too. I was a big Theo Johnson fan. Crazy athletic, obviously, right? And him and Dart connection was it was working. But thing is, Isaiah Likely plays a completely different position. But just like Mark Andrews, like Theo Johnson is the Mark Andrews here, right? And so even if they both get on the field at the same time, because Isaiah Likely is largely just a big slot wide receiver, and that role is now vacated with Wandale leaving, they both will get on the field, but I just don't think either of them are going to be able to do enough to be relevant. Because even though Isaiah Likely is that slot wide receiver, or that slot, route runner, they're the space that they are operating in, it's still that short area stuff, largely. And so they're going to eat into, they're going to eat into each other. FS is having a rough time trying to get this chat typed out. Danny Ladd will be back. We love Danny Ladd. I think you're trying to say I hope they kept you. And yeah, no, I mean, we will see. We will see with the Flock League. Is the back injury pushing Laporta down the board? Seems like great value, especially with no OC. I think he's a good value too. I just don't know if he ever has top 5 at the position upside like he did as a rookie. I just think there's too much talent there for him to really emerge. True. Yeah. Fuji says comparing Isaiah Likely with Theo Johnson is like comparing Keaton Mitchell and Derrick Henry. I think what you mean is that they're completely different players that technically play the same position. Talent wise, obviously not. But yeah, they hardly play the same position. Danny will be back. Keyboard went funky. Yeah, that's all right. As they say, it's a new dawn, it's a new day. But Flock League Season 3 should be a ton of fun. Okay, Derrick Henry at the 804, Alec Pierce, my enemy. I'm just kidding. The 111, Sam Laporta. Yeah, I think he's a good value there in the 8th round. Devontae, Sam Darnold. This price I'm much happier with for Sam Darnold. He went in the 7th round? Like a round earlier last time. RJ Harvey at the 810, Tyler Shuck at the 811. Terry and DeAndre Swift on a contending roster, Supa. Phenomenal turn there. Phenomenal turn. Don't let it go to your head, but good picks. Groovy takes the 112, loading up on the rookie picks. Mr. Throp says, if you run a high stakes list in the league with yourself, I need in. Here's what I'm saying with that kind of stuff. There is a, if I want to eventually, be doing this and, be putting a lot of time into it and have it potentially be a source of income, then I will start the listener leagues and stuff like that. I got time, the Dynasty fantasy football is not going anywhere. So while I'm just, having fun with it, taking it casual with the content creation and stuff, I'm gonna sort of wait on that. But definitely in the future, this is something that I want to do. I've thought about Flock Dynasty League. So much of what makes it great is watching the games on the weekend and the drama and the sweats on Monday night and that kind of stuff, right? You would just have nothing. It wouldn't be entertaining from January through August. It just wouldn't. Fuji likes Lord Seal's team. JSN, Jalen Hurts, Dart, Burden, Brees, Saquon, the 108, Devontae, Gadsden. Yeah, it's a good team. Tin Man would be down for a Sammy Stacks league. Super Sammy, what do you do for work? I work for flockfantasy.com. I work for the website that I'm doing this mock draft on right now. I run the customer service and just overall site, you know, maintenance, development, working with like the devs on new tools and things like that. But yeah, Groovy's definitely higher on this class than I am. Groovy taking a lot of picks, but I mean, they're valued a lot lower than they were previously. I am on the clock. Yeah, I'll take a shot on Ricky here. Mike Evans clearing out the over-the-top stuff for him. Malik is my favorite QB2 right now. Mike Washington will be great. I mean, yeah, Groovy, I don't know. He's fast, that's for sure. He's big and he's fast. I'm not sure what else he is. What's my take on the Titans wide receiver room? It's bad. Is that a good take? It's really bad. It's Wandale and 2 4th-round picks. You know what? You could say I'm a flock technician. You could. There's no title. But yeah, sure. But I'm an independent contractor if the IRS is asking. I'm not actually employed by flockfantasy.com. I'm an independent contractor and I run their customer service department. Wandale, yeah, at the 9-11. Mike Evans, Dalton Kincaid, DK Metcalf. I'll take another one of my boys. Kyle Monungai. Titans only missing Brazel. I mean, this is the thing. I've seen that mocked at like 35. What does that do? Like, he's not a... We need somebody who can develop into like a wide receiver 1. Like, if Denzel Boston falls to 35, sure. But Chris Brazel, like, is he ever going to be more than like what Alec Pierce just did? Like, I don't know. Is he ever going to be a 70 reception type of player? I doubt it. Like, that's not the wide receiver I want us to draft. Like, he's a wide receiver 2. Like, that's the role he projects to be, I think. And we need an alpha. So give me like Elijah Surratt over Chris Brazel, honestly. I feel like he showed more than us. I don't actually, like, I'm not a film guy. As of now, I am not a film guy. From what I've seen, from what I've heard from people that I trust, is, you know, he gets this combine bump because he runs the 4.33, but in reality, he's not that good of a prospect. Brazel's BTJ upside. Yeah, potentially, obviously. Malik Willis is on waivers. Waiver claims are closed until August. Wow. See, Fuji, I would ask your commissioner why on earth he would do that. Like, is it more fun that you don't get to have Malik Willis involved with trades the offseason that he gains all this value? I don't get that. Of course you should. He says, I'll bet 5 guys spend $100 for me, Malik Willis. You probably should. Brazel looks awkward on tape. Yeah. I'm not a tape guy. I know that he's, from what I've heard, he's better than like Jalen Hyatt. Like, the offense was not as gimmicky as that. Okay, expert rankings hates my team. Despises it. Thinks it's trash. What do you guys, does Lord Seal beat me? What do we think? Oh my gosh. I'm 8th in my own rankings. This is a mistake. Surely. Surely this is a mistake. How could this be? This is true. Well, he said that somebody's going to spend $100 on him in August. So I don't know. Wow. 8th in my own rank. I got to take a good look in the mirror. Wow. That's brutal. Disappointed in myself. Okay. So I'll go until 10 o'clock here. If anybody has any questions, you got a trade in the inbox, anything, Dynasty, you can do, team building. Tim Man is right. I somehow punked myself. I have no idea how I did that. Dynasty strategy, startup strategy, lifestyle. I don't care. Any questions? We'll just talk some ball. And yeah, go see Project Hail Mary. Phenomenal movie. So good. I guarantee you will like it. Literally, I cannot imagine any reason why somebody wouldn't like, unless you despise Ryan Gosling. If you despise Ryan Gosling, maybe you don't like the movie. Other than that, I can't see a reason why you wouldn't like it. Groovy was first in expert, second in my rankings with the hoarding pick strategy. Kudos. Ooh, good one. Okay, yeah, let's get these questions rolling. Who are you drafting in 2026 redraft first? Jalen Waddle or DJ Moore? Gosh, that is difficult, isn't it? I will say DJ Moore, provided the Bills don't add a wide receiver in the first round. As of right now, if the wide receiver room is what it is right now, going into 2026, I'll probably take DJ Moore over Waddle. But it'll be so tight. It'll be so tight. I just think the offense is going to be better. What are the chances Titans roll with Pollard as running back 1 again? I mean, if they don't draft Jeremiah Love, they probably draft somebody round 3 onwards. And then it's Pollard, Spears, that guy. Oh, they took a guy out of Michigan who was like a linebacker. And I'm blanking on his name now. He was like a 7th round pick. He might have been a UDFA. Hinman says it's Waddle over Moore every day. Any Dynasty hot takes? Dynasty. How hot? How hot does it have to be? Let me look. Let me think. Let me think for a second. Okay. Is it hot to say that Colston Loveland is tight end 1 after this season? Is that hot enough? Colston Loveland by this time or by January next year is tight end 1 in Dynasty? Thank you, Joe. It's Khalil Mullings. Yes. Besides Tootin, who are some running backs to trade for in Dynasty? Here, let's take a peek behind the curtain. This is literally what I do when I'm making a buy or sell video. I have my rankings here. I have the expert average here, and I just look at the discrepancy. Who am I higher on than market? And then I'll look at keep trade cut too to get a better idea for what the market is currently feeling. Running backs to trade for: Chase Brown and Kyren Williams. On contenders, phenomenal buys right now at cost, in my opinion. I'm not worried about Blake Corum. I think Kyren Williams specifically, he's at 6. Yeah, I think he's a phenomenal value right now. A lot of people trying to buy Hubbard. I think Chuba's also a really good buy because he projects to lead that backfield at the moment. Jonathan Brooks was a great prospect, but Chuba's the running back 1 there. We've seen him be able to handle that workload before. Did I move Knicks at all? I didn't move Knicks. I think it's good for him. I just don't know if it moves the needle in any sort of way in Dynasty because Sutton's on the way out. I would have expected them to add a wide receiver or a tight end. Maybe even at that pick that they traded for Jalen Waddle. Panthers don't draft a running back. Yeah, I think Hubbard could be really good this next year. Chris Godwin, I think Superman redraft. but I got you before you retracted it. Look at that. Everybody gets to see your mess up. I say that's hot because Bowers blow. Okay, well, yeah, Rick. But Rick, you need to like have a little thing next to your name that says Raiders bias. I think Rachaad White could have a good year if the Commanders don't get love. Absolutely. I mean, they got to draft somebody, right? Can you go into the year with Rachaad White, Bill? Can you do that? Well, you saw I got love at the 404. Yeah. I'd say, is that the hottest take that I'm like confident in? That might be the hottest take I'm confident in. I'm trying to think of anything else. Like, it'd be people that I'm like way higher than consensus on, right? Which Loveland is obviously one of. I'm not way higher, but I'm higher. Brian Thomas bounces back. I feel good about that. So Supa was trying to say that Chris Godwin was top 12 in 2026. So you think it's Godwin over Egbuka then? That's very interesting. Unless they're both top 12, but I doubt it. Sutton is nosedive value right now. Here's the thing. Let's look at Courtland Sutton real quick. This is like, I didn't move Courtland Sutton after the Waddle news. Because if you look over the last 2 years, like he's averaging 13 points per game. 4 catches for 60 yards. He's still going to be a red zone threat. I think that everything else, like he 21% target share this past year. I think you can probably expect similar to this. I don't think Waddle eats into Sutton's targets. I think Waddle takes away from Troy Franklin and Marvin Mims and Pat Bryant, like they've been trying to work in these guys. But I don't think that Waddle hurts Courtland Sutton very much. I think a little bit because of target share, obviously, but they don't play the same role. Seems Ashton Genty over Jeremiah Love is my hot take, because everyone seems to forget how hyped Genty was this time last year. Worst offensive line in the NFL on run block win rate. I think a lot of people would still say it's Genty over Love. Garrett Wilson is a mid-second round startup price next year with Geno Smith. You think Geno Smith gets him there? Brady? He could. He could. Bowers being tight end 1 is probably your least biased Raiders take, yeah. To be fair, like right now I have Bowers tight end 1. I'm just saying hot take. This time next year, it will be Loveland. I'd love to see BTJ bounce back. Rookie year couldn't be that big of a fluke. Tin Man, you and me, we're like this. Same with Ladd. Yeah, I mean, the Chargers' offensive line sucked. The only worry is that, like, Ladd, I think there's a world in which long-term he's not the number 1 option there. Like, he's not the 30% target share guy. I think it's more likely that he's not, But he could be. Anything else hot? Anything else super hot? Garrett Wilson has a great year. Maybe the best QB of his career so far. Not saying much. And then they either signed a Mac Jones. Nice offseason. Yeah, see, the Jets could easily just suck, and then they're in line to take a quarterback in 2027, right? That's what I said when we were talking about Mekhi Lemon potentially going there or a wide receiver going there. It looks terrible in 2026, but beyond that, it could be okay. I just worry with Garrett Wilson, we're just going to be waiting forever. Brissett coming back, trading price a lock at tight end 1. Maybe for 2026, it's looking good, obviously. Targeting him in the red zone, things like that. This is a good take, too. I think pumping the brakes on the Cardinals. Jacoby Brissett paced for 700 pass attempts in his starts. That's not going to happen again. He'll chuck it, but 7, that's a lot. Take it from a Raiders fan. Geno Smith is very good. We should believe him, I think. My hot take is Zay Flowers breakout with healthy Lamar and has 1,400 yards. $200 more than he did this year? It's possible. I mean, he was wide receiver 7 overall, 15 in points per game. It's possible. I feel like this is his ceiling, I think. They might add somebody at 14. I talked about the video that I have coming out. They've targeted a receiver with that pick a decent amount. They do throw so much, and I still think they will throw a lot. But the volume last year is just the volume last year was just it's you can't repeat that. And this is true too from Supa. The run game was terrible last year. It has to be better this year. Algier brought in to help that out. James Conner coming back. Okay, we have another question. I really wish that I figured this chat thing out so it could fit on the screen, but alas. In a 12-man Superflex tight end premium dynasty, start 10. Okay, so standard stuff here. I traded Pacheco for Fields. I'm hoping Mahomes isn't right back and Fields balls out and gets traded to a quarterback needy team due to free agent fit. Definitely not too crazy, Joseph, at all. I mean, largely it's a really low stakes deal, right? You're trading a backup running back for a backup quarterback. You can start Fields before Mahomes comes back. Yeah, I think it's fine. Maybe, I don't know if he does, I don't know if how often teams, how often do good teams trade their backup quarterback mid-season? That doesn't really happen. So I would imagine Fields just signs somewhere next year. Not if James Conner is healthy. Tyler Gio will have more than 1,000 yards. I mean, he did that as a rookie. I could see it, but I do agree with this. I think it's more of a split if James Conner is healthy. I liked him as a rookie and think he has a chance to be the lead back. He's going to be super efficient. Yeah, it's a terrible offense. But it might not be that bad of an offense, I guess. But Jacoby Brissett just isn't very good. Before you guys get out of here, if anybody is looking to hear more of me, for some reason you like what I have to say, I do a weekly podcast. It's called the Dynasty Arsenal. Me and a good friend of mine who I've played Dynasty with for a while. We do a weekly podcast. Our first ever trade negotiation video came out. We negotiated a trade live on the podcast and then posted it. 20 minutes of hemming and hawing about a fantasy football trade. So if you guys want to check that out, I'd really appreciate it. It's also on Spotify and Apple. So Supa, if you want to add a podcast to your rotation, we were talking about podcasts earlier. This is a good choice. Okay, the Dynasty Arsenal, check it out. Pacheco fell off so fast. He did, unfortunately. He burned bright, though. Jaden Reed is the top. Mr. Throb, what are we doing? This is... It's funny how this is the Jaden Reed hot take. That he has 800 yards. Genuinely, I don't even think this would help his value that much. Like, what is that? Top 30? Okay. I still remember when Bears fans had heated debate over whether they should keep Fields and fortify their picks or trade him. Yeah, it's so hard with the or trade him and take Caleb Williams. It's so hard with the draft because obviously you don't know what Caleb's gonna be, and Fields just had like an okay season. Like that season on the Bears looked a hell of a lot better than he did this year on the Jets. Tin Man watched the trade negotiations, loved it. Heck yeah, it was a ton of fun. We had one the week before where we talked right after we got off the pod and like knocked a trade out, and we were like, we should do this. We should film it and upload it. So, FS, thanks, man. Keep repping for the North. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Fuji already subscribed. Supa already subscribed so he can learn what players to snipe from you. Yeah, that's fine. It's, it comes with the territory. I've accepted that. Joe Blacko, appreciate it. Joseph, this was your trade. The Fields, Pacheco, defending champ. Pretty stacked overall. Just don't have much depth outside of after May. Might make a move. Was holding off to 27. Got picks to burn. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Fields he'll be a good starter at the beginning of the year. FS Grimes subscribed. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Okay, I'm gonna hop off. Really appreciate everybody for hanging out with me tonight. This was a ton of fun. I will be back next Saturday. Should have a video coming out sometime this week. Looking at those mock drafts. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel. And yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out. I will see you all later. Peace.